Hi Aaliyah, I thought it would be easier for me to make you a video for these questions so that I can explain a little bit how to do them, okay? You should be able to find in your notes and in your textbook, and especially online if you look for it, how to find the mean. If you're looking at the scores, the raw scores that are given here, the way that you find the mean is to just add them up and then divide by 20, and that's the answer that goes in here, okay? So just literally on your calculator, add up all of those numbers and divide by 20, and it's asking you to round to one decimal place, so remember the rules. If the second decimal place is 5 or greater, then you round up, okay? The standard deviation rounded to 2 decimal places. Now, I'm not sure if he wants you to use your RStudio on this, or if he wants you to just calculate it. If you're calculating it, then you have to take the mean and subtract every number, okay? So you're going to take 79 minus, sorry, that's a 9, minus whatever you got for the mean, and then you're going to take 83 minus whatever you got for the mean, and so on. You're going to do that down the list of the 20 numbers. When you have those 20 values, you are going to go back and you're going to square each one of them. So whatever you get here, you're going to square it, and that just gets rid of the negative. You're going to add them up, and then you are going to take the square root divided by 20 to get your standard deviation, and you should be able to find a formula for that as well. The square root of all of your deviations squared over n, which is 20, okay? What percent of scores fall within 10 points of the mean? When they say within 10 points of the mean, I think they just literally want you to count up the scores that are either 5, let me see, within 10 points. I think they want you to find the number of scores that are either 10 greater than the mean or 10 less than the mean. And if that happens to be, let's say it's 15 out of the 20, then turn that into a percent. You would just divide 15 by 20. I don't think that that's the answer. You'll have to count them up yourself. Just divide 15 by 20 and then multiply that value by 100, and that will make it a percent for part C. Okay? Now, for the second part of this question, let me just move this screen up a little so we can see the rest of the question down here. They're asking about the graphs that they're showing you in A and B. The first graph is what we call a frequency table. This one here is a frequency table. The second graph is a histogram. The difference between a histogram and a bar graph is that a bar graph has spaces between these vertical bars. A histogram does not. And so we're looking for A as a frequency table and B as a histogram. And then it's asking you to describe the distribution. So when we look at especially the bar graph, because that gives us a little bit of a better picture of it, it looks certainly as if we've got a maximum value here, and it's sort of following that sort of, shape of the normal curve like that. It's pretty symmetric, so let's see what our choices are. Bimodal and symmetric. It's definitely not bimodal. Unimodal and symmetric. Unimodal and asymmetric. So a bimodal graph would look something like this. I see that you've got bimodal circled here. A bimodal graph would look like this, where you've got like this, and then you would get some more, and then another maximum like that, so that you've got these two sort of peaks. That's what bimodal means, because the prefix bi means two. So this is definitely unimodal. And I definitely think that this is a symmetric graph. A symmetric graph is one where you can kind of see the shape of the normal curve. It doesn't have to follow exactly, but if it looks like it's almost a mirror image on the left and the right of the middle line, then we would call that symmetric. So I think I would choose unimodal and symmetric for this answer.